Hi everyone, it's Pearl Jellyfish. Today we're going to be making clear slime. This is very simple, and the most simple way to do it is with 3 ingredients. So the first ingredient is clear glue. So we're using Elmer's today, and it's washable, and it's non-toxic, and it's the #1 teacher brand. So, when you're adding glue, you want to put in about the amount of slime you'll want. So, always make sure that you don't add too much because you can always add more later. You can after your slime is all done, but you always want to add little by little so you don't have too much. So we have our glue in, and now I'm going to add baking soda. So I'm using this one, and I get mine out with a little popsicle stick. So you'll only need a little bit, but you do want to make sure that you have enough so that you don't not have enough activator in it. And if you don't have enough activator, it won't end up becoming slime. So after you mix your baking soda in, it's going to be a little more bubbly and a tiny bit cloudy. So you can see we have some little bubbles in here and a little cloudy, but pretty much the same. Now we're going to add our contact lens solution. So this is the second ingredient in this slime activator. So only add a little and mix it in. And it's going to start to get thicker. Now don't worry if it's barely getting thicker at all, because it does take some contact lens solution. So it will take a minute to really mix it all in, and you can see it's starting to get kind of gloopy. When we add a little more, it's going to start to form into slime. So you can see it's gathering in the middle, it's picking up, it's being really sticky. So it's getting there. And don't worry if it feels like you're adding a lot, because it doesn't actually really get a whole lot out, and you will need a lot of contact lens solution. Not a whole lot, but more than you might expect. So you can see it's starting to get really full of bubbles, cloudy, from all of that mixing. So by the end of our mixing, it should look almost white because you've pumped so many bubbles into it. So you can see it's really starting to form now. It's getting very sticky. So if you want to add something like foam beads, or maybe these little slushy beads, or something like that, this would be the time to add it. If you wanted to add color, you should add that right before we add the contact lens solution. You can also add it now, or after you've made it completely slime, but I find it harder to really mix it in. I like having it in then, so that then all I have to do is turn it into slime. I don't have to really work to get it in. Especially at this stage when it's very sticky. It's hard to get in. So it's really getting sticky and thick now. So it should be getting super sticky, and that's what mine is doing. And so keep picking it up a little with your mixing tool, and you can tell it's getting slower to drip, and it's thicker, So just keep working on it. So now it's starting to pull away from the edges. And it's still stuck on the bottom a little, which it should be. Now it's really lifting up a lot. You can see it's really a whole thing now. So now we're going to add a tiny few drops onto it. And we're going to add some onto our hands because when we're ready to mix the slime, but it's not completely slime, we still need to mix it in. You always want to make sure that you have a little activator on your hands because otherwise it's really going to stick. So you can see it's kind of sticking to me, but it's not really sticking a lot. So we just keep mixing. And so it's still kind of sticky, so we're going to put it back in and get some of the extra contact lens solution that's still sitting in the bowl. Because instead of just adding more from the bottle, we can use that that's already sitting there, so we won't have to throw it away or clean it up or anything later. And if there's any left on the sides around here, then you want to get that. Then you'll just have more slime. Okay, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to add a tiny bit more because it's still pretty sticky. Now, because we added the contact lens solution onto our hands before we mixed it, it doesn't mean that you have to do it every time before you touch it. It's just the first time because it's not totally mixed in and it's not totally slime yet. So it's just for the mixing it. A little more, and that should be about the last bit that I need. So it can really vary how much contact lens solution you need depending on how much slime you made and how much baking soda you added and really everything. And all of the different things that are in the glue depending on how the company makes it and just everything. So don't worry if it seems like you barely needed any or you needed a lot. It really depends. So now you can see it's almost white, but it's actually just a whole lot of bubbles in it because we mixed it so much. So if you let it sit for about overnight, then at least the bottom layer in whatever it's staying in, it will become completely clear and it will go up. If your slime after a while starts to get really kind of watery and sticky again, all you need to do is add some more contact lens solution to it, mix it in a little, and it should be good as new. Alright, thank you for watching the video today. If you like my channel, subscribe and like for more videos. Thank you.